Hello from Bali. This is a podcast Pigeon of Peace where we do discuss awesome skills of travel shooters. Watch, listen, and check the comments below for the details. Let's talk about lighting and let's start with the definition.
Lighting, this is ability to show good or something in her or his beauty. When I was working with banking branches, suddenly I realized that some of them were dark, some of them were light, but they were not consistent. And we created a special project which will take into account lighting of the sun, so natural view of our branches to calculate how powerful would be our lamps and how powerful would be, I don't know how to say, sign table. This is вывеска.
It could be a sign table or just a sign.
Just a sign, okay. And you know, it was several times when I was in different cities and it was a very bright sun and I couldn't find our sign, but it was red. But suddenly it was looking like a brown one. Or another, I have been to Sakhalin or some other very cold territories, and I was see our sign like an orange. So you should create the same view of your sign in any territory. Another example, I was working with some jewelry companies. Is it okay to say jewelry? Jewelry company, and they want to present some stones, some gems, like diamond, like zirconium, like some other stuff, and they use a very fancy trick. If you will enter this boutique, it would be simultaneously enough light, but it would be like covered by dark when you will come to this decorations. To the decorations. But if you will come closer, automatically you will have a special light which will go dimmer, ярче, brighter, or dimmer if it will go out. So you're just standing and everything looking for you as equal, but you will come to some decoration and they will appear to be bright and they will play with lights. And then you will go out and it would dark. You will go to another spot and you will have the same image. And you will find that it is very useful to see just your decorations and wouldn't be distracted by other lights. And third example, you maybe will support my opinion. I have a dentistry with my wife in Moscow, and if you will come to our dentistry, there are several games with light. First, we have a very long hall, and it was very strange looking. And I created several lights on the wall to make it like a teleport. And second, I have created a triple norm of lights. The more light you have, the less conflict you will take part in.
And if we look into the light, like how exactly we want to, maybe illuminate the object, but before we do this, maybe we could think about the observer, like what exactly, like how they would perceive certain things, like what kind of instincts or feelings or maybe expectations they may have, so that knowing all of this, we could build certain scenarios for them.
I will tell you example. I have been looking with my friend for Bugatti Verona in Dubai, where you have been living for more than a year. And for sure, I couldn't afford this car, but my friend, he wanted to buy it. And my pure English is quite enough to make this deal. And when we came to the salon, it was like, I don't know, Marina Bay maybe. And we look at this car. It was like black and orange. And we sit inside. By the way, it's very hard to sit there because it has a very low roof. Suddenly, when we were inside, I was looking and I couldn't notice the glass of this car. So windshield and everything around was like almost transparent. And I told to my friend, I have several fancy cars. Yes, a lot of cheaper than this, but this car exactly has a very good glass. And then I asked the manager of this salon, is it special glass? And he told me, by the way, it was Indian guy. He told, no, sir, it is just lighting. We have special team which will provide some calculation, and you will see our cars in all of their beauty. Yes, they would be also good looking on the street, but we want you to feel yourself special. And I was thinking, you know, this car cost like more than $1 million, but you use very cheap light bulbs to make it look better. It's very funny. You know, it's like polishing. For example, you have been made something from steel or from glass, and then you will give extra efforts to make polish, and this polish would make all the effect.
And when we look to the lighting in a maybe a slightly different perspective, when we don't want to, you know, like highlight the object or maybe show something or hide something, but we do want to, I would say, like illuminate our mood as well. So let's say, for example, I'm a surgeon and I actually do need like a plenty of specific type of light or maybe specific type of angles, so that I probably would just, you know, like pursue something specific. Or if I, let's say, in a cozy environment, I just want to, you know, like get relaxed so that I don't really notice certain details, and I would want to feel cozy, warm, and nice. Or maybe I'm just like working and I need to focus, and I don't want my face to be very highlighted as if I have now, even sitting here, so that I do want to be moved in a certain moods. So how exactly lighting would play its part in such situations?
You give extra good examples, and I would stick with them. For example, in our dentistry, we have several cabinets. Is it okay to say cabinet for dentistry?
Or rooms.
Or rooms, okay, and they have a lot of lighting on the ceiling. First, there's like cloud, and this would be used just to write something and to speak to everyone. But if you will lay, and it would be like a surgery, it's a huge pen. I don't know how to say. We call it like screen, huge screen, and a lot of light. It produced in England, and it makes no shadowing. Because if I, as a surgeon, will take blade and I will make some cuts, or I will try to make some sews, I need to have all vision to be clear without any shades. Third, for example, if you will try to make, I don't know how to say, plomba.
Dental filling.
Fix, maybe dental filling, maybe, okay. Okay, if you have like a hole in your teeth, it would be filled with special material, and then you will use a special kind of light, and this material so-called светоотверждающий.
Light deflecting, probably, if it
maybe
deflects.
light deflecting. So this would be a very special lamp, because if this material would react to usual light, it wouldn't impossible to work. So, for example, in dentistry, we have a lot of like 3 to 5 different kind of lighting. If you go to grocery store, you could immediately understand if the owner is profi. I will explain you why. If you have green, like carrots, like basilic, like broccoli, like onion, like cucumbers, they will be lying on the shelf, and they should be covered by lamps. You know, it's funny. If you will apply special bulbs, your grocery would continue to grow, and they would not, I don't know how to say, вянуть. They would not be going rotten.
Fade out, or roll.
Yes, okay. They will be not fade out. So they will be like usual if they have a small amount of water and enough light.
And when we look into probably, you know, like different dimensions of like how exactly we could use lights. So as you said, it might be a distance, it might be even a color, it might be even the, I would say, like a frequency. What other dimensions we may look into in order to make it efficient? Or maybe we could dive deep into those that I already enumerated.
I will tell you one story which I love a lot, but maybe as usual I will need your attention and your help. It was a usual lecture in School of Troubleshooters. Maybe it was year like 218. sorry, 2018, and it was a small group, I don't know, like maybe 9 person, and I was providing this lecture about lighting. And suddenly one man, his name was Sergey, he told me, you know, I have been to exhibition or conference in St. Petersburg, and I heard a very funny story. There is a businessman who was trying to use special bulbs which usually applicable for turtles, for aquarium fishes, and so on. And I don't know how to say lizards, and these creatures will live in desert and sun. Usual bulbs, they have not enough wave in different specters, and those turtles and other species, they need to be sun-like bulbs. But this person was using this in St. Petersburg, which is maybe largest city close to the Northern Pole, and there are not so many sun going through the windows. So he tried to put to his employees these special bulbs for turtles. And suddenly one person from this very small group, his name was Vadim, he told, it was me. This was my intention. It was my изобретение, invention, and it was almost unbelievable. In this small group, one person is going to sell, I've heard the story, and another will say, but I am the author of this story.
Well, this is really funny. And one question before the last one will be like, what might be the future of lighting, given that, you know, like there is a development of technology, there are people with the different needs, with the different, you know, views, etc. So how possibly future may look like for lighting?
Maxim, I will give several examples. First example, I was working with a team which was constructing Dreamliner. This is a well-known aircraft which is very modern and have several good features, but one of them was amused me. When you're flying, for example, from Singapore to Bali, you will have different time zone and different view of the weather around you. And this Dreamliner will create special atmosphere by lights. And when you will go out in the point of your destination, you will be having the same light inside the cabin and outside. And from the very first point of view, it's quite easy to make, but no one before was doing this. This first. Second, after several years, I was also working with a team who was developing the plane, and suddenly they were given the task to create the plane without windshields. So no illuminators for passengers and no windshield for cockpit. It would be replaced by the screens. And I was thinking, how possible? So if we will have like a capsule without any attempt to view outside, and we have just screen. You know, as an old type of engineer, I do not believe in electronics, but this would be. And the same, my wife has a Mercedes, like 5 years old, and when we enter the, I don't know how to say this, auto salon, it's okay to say auto salon?
Or showroom?
Showroom, yes, it's much better. There were a lot of different fancy cars, and all were looking all the same. But the person who was trying to sell the car to my wife, he sit her up in the inside the cockpit, and he showed that there is ambient light. There is a special cycle on the screen, and you could move your finger and you immediately would have response of all these bulbs. So you could make any kind of illumination in the car. And to be honest, my wife chose something and we were driving all this time, but he never has an attempt to change it.
And with all of those examples, we actually could tell how this thing could help to make our world and life better. We review the skill of lighting and how it will be helpful to you. Stay in peace.